Hello everyone, this is the 7th episode of Conversation series. When did you visit Somalia or Puntland? I visited Somalia maybe a couple of times. How was the journey in Somalia? How did you feel when you're in the aeroplane? The journey was good, I really enjoyed it. Hello everyone, this is Mr. May4. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to my 7th episode of Conversation series. This would be probably my second last episode. We're gonna have another. This next episode is gonna be about about the Umrah trip, the trip that you go for religious. You go to Mecca, Medina, the sacred cities that Muslims visit. Mecca, they want to perform Hajj or Umrah. Medina is the city of the Prophet ﷺ after he migrated from Mecca to Medina. So we're gonna have that in last episode, and then the journey is over, and then the full version. I'm gonna announce when the full version is gonna be out, and then I'm gonna show you guys my playlist of the YouTube, this project, how it was, and then maybe there might be a video me sharing the behind the scenes. I just want to share why this how this came about, this conversations came about, and why I did so. I'm gonna explain to you guys in another video. So this episode it's gonna be about a visit to Somalia. So I have my special guest. I would like to ask my special guest today is that, did you visit Somalia as it's your home as it's your origin? Your parents were born in Somalia as well, and because he came to Sweden because of they had a war, so they had to go. So they were a refugee in Sweden, as you know. So they have the how do I say? They have the Swedish citizenship, and I have Swedish citizenship because I was born in Sweden, as you know, as I mentioned earlier. So yeah, this is what we. The first part was gonna be about when did you visit Somalia and how was the journey? How did you feel when in the airplane? So how was the journey like when you go to the airports? And each of this year, which year did you visit, and how did you feel throughout the journey? Yes, thank you very much for welcoming me in the 7th conversation that we have. And I'm very happy that you welcomed me. So yes, to answer your question, the first part would be when did I visit Somalia? What city did I visit? I visited Somalia maybe a couple of times. I think my first time, which I remember, was in 2013, and I remember second time was 2016 and 2018 before I came to Kenya as I was moving it, and then in 2020. And then in 2022, and then in 2023. So 2023 was the last time that I visited in Somalia, and I visited a place called we don't call it actually Somalia, but we call it Puntland, and that's where I visited. And I visited some of the cities. The most city that I really love to visit, which would be my favorite one, and most likely I love to visit, is Garowe, which is as they say, the capital of Puntland. As in 2022, 2023, when I visited there, the roads are improving. It's almost like as if the country is improving, it's developing, being like a country that's almost developed, and they try to improve about the country, and they want to get better roads, have amazing restaurants. As I ate from it, and one of my restaurants that I would like to come and every time to visit was this restaurant that they sell pizza, they sell hamburger. Mostly I used to eat hamburger. Sometimes I ate shawarma. Mostly I think hamburger. Maybe once I ate pizza. I don't really remember, but I think once in a blue moon when I visited there, we went there. But most of the time, like in 2023, every night we would go to this restaurant. I would get maybe a piece of it's made out of flour. Here in Kenya they call it chapati, and when you go to this country Somalia, they call it sabayat. And that's what they used to do. It's like a rounded pot. It's made out of flour. I would probably eat with some honey, and then I'll get tea. Their tea is very common. When I was there to a house for my grandfather and grandmother, not in Garowe, I think in a place maybe called Bosaso. I've been to Bosaso, I've been to Garowe, I've been to another place called, and it's not actually a city. I don't really consider that a city or town, because only they come during the summertime, because they say that Bosaso is very extremely hot. So during the summertime, like this season, June, July, usually in May or in April, they would come to this place called Armo. It's almost like a desert, And also when you go to this area, Somalia, anywhere, whenever you're in the house, you feel like there's some dust that's coming to you, and yeah. So how was the journey? The first time that I traveled to, I don't think I felt sick. Maybe when I returned to Sweden, home to Sweden, that was 2013 when I used to live in Sweden. That maybe might made me to be sick. But when I think in the beginning we landed in Dubai. I think we stayed there for like maybe 2 3 days. Some days we stayed in the hotel. I think me and my dad and even me with my aunt and with my cousin. So that's when we traveled to. So yeah, I think that's 2013. I think that might be a very long journey as well. So and then after in Dubai we came to the airport to go to Somalia. So we were going to Bosaso. So we landed in a place called Hargeisa, which is like we were in transit there, and then we went to Bosaso. So during that time was not hot because we went during the winter season. So Bosaso, like during the seasons like October, November, December, it's not hot. So you basically can live there. No, there's no problem. The weather is good. It's not extremely hot as during the summer period like June, July, August, as you know. So we went there. That was like the first part. And 2016, I went with my mom, with my dad, and only that. So I didn't feel like I wanted to go, but I went there. As I went there, we landed in Bosaso, but then we moved to this area called Armo because it was extremely hot. It's just like an hour drive to the car, and then we slept with our grandmother and grandfather's house. And the lunch there, I felt like I could not eat in the beginning. I felt like I would vomit. They only cook spaghetti and rice. That's like the culture. One day spaghetti, the next day rice, the next day spaghetti, the next day rice. That's only the way it is. As for the morning time, yeah, I'll get bread with honey or bread with the soup. Most of them they would eat bread with the soup, or sometimes they eat this staple food Somali known as anjera. You guys know it's made out of flour, so they call it anjera. I think it's very common in Somalia. So I think that's in summary. So I don't want to take too long. So I think I answered your question. Secondly, I would like to ask you that how are the houses in Somalia? Are they apartments? Like are they like tall buildings in an apartment, or how many floors are there? Or if it's not apartment, are there houses so small like it's only people can live there? It's not an apartment. Maybe like 1 or 2 rooms or 3 rooms, or maybe there's like a hole in the middle between the rooms, where you can walk between the rooms. Or is there do they have a living room? Do they have as well as a kitchen? How is the house there when you visit there? Have you seen your grandmother? Did you see your grandfather as well? So that's what I would like to ask you. The houses in Somalia was very small. We didn't have apartment, but there are apartment in Garowe, I think. But it's very few, it's like 1 or 2, 3, but most of them are just like small houses. I don't know how we call them, but we have there we have like a kitchen there, and then there is like a hallway you can go. But in some houses they don't have. But the one that we built, it was like we have like 1 or 2 houses there. It's like there is like a hallway where you can go to the rooms, to your bedrooms, and to the living room, and to the maybe to the kitchen as well. So and then there's the gate. We have like a gate for the entrance. You can park your car there, as you know. So that's like the house, just to summarize it. So I think I answered your question. Last but not least, these are 2 areas that I would like to ask you. The first thing I want to ask you is that did you visit any restaurant in Somalia, and also did you have any favorite restaurant that you visited and you feel like you want to visit each and every time as soon as you visit Somalia? And the last but not and then is that do you know any culture there? Yes, I visited a couple of restaurants. I know the restaurant that I visited. I know one in Armo because we were drinking tea. We only went there maybe probably to drink tea there, and then we went to other places. Anytime when you come to a gathering, when you come to places where they sit, outside there's an area they all come and gather together, and then there's like a table there, and then there's a chair facing like this side and this side, like let's say in a rectangle shape. And then you have a chair, and then you have a chair the other side, you have a chair on the side, you have a chair on the other side, and then we get tea. They ask us, do you want a tea? We say yes. And one of the teas that I love is the tea called, I think, is it cafe latte or tea latte? I think that they would give us, and it's this white part, and the worst thing is that whenever we get them, most of the people will take this white part and throw it. You know, they don't want to see that white part. You know, like even me, I used to drink, but at the end when I started to copy them, I was like, let me just take them out, because that's how they do. And then they start drinking the tea. So the tea was amazing there. So even in Garowe, as I told you, there's a restaurant that we would visit to eat pizza and all that, you know. And there's one restaurant that we would eat sometimes, maybe at night time. We'd get some amazing fish there. We would eat some fish with rice, or even sometimes with spaghetti. But mostly I used to take the rice, you know. And they sell rice and spaghetti at most of the time, and they have this amazing fish we would eat. So that was the restaurant was a great memory. So I think I answered your question. Thank you very much. It's the end of the video. I'm very happy to see you guys, and I also want to say that I'm very happy to do this project as well. And maybe the next episode, the final episode, episode 8, there's like a 90% of it that's gonna be one of my final, but there might be a surprise. Maybe episode 9 could be the last. It could be not, sorry, a bonus episode, or episode 10 could be bonus episode. We'll think about how many plans that we have, but I felt like episode 8 might be one of the last, because I feel like after this I wanna work on another series that you guys will anticipate, and also I'm gonna surprise you guys, and I hope you guys also will enjoy the series. So I just will let you know the new series is gonna be about, how it's gonna be about. We're gonna release the trailer first, and then what's gonna happen is that we're gonna release episode 1 and 2, 3. So go to my community. I'm gonna share with you guys the new series, how it's gonna be about. I hope so. It's gonna be released in stages as this will happen. So maybe next episode might be my final episode, but there will be a short, or I'm gonna release a short, and I'll tell you which will be my last episode, and when it's finalized, and when the series is gonna be out, the full version of the series is gonna be out. So like, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.